bia no be nyanto boase pa na discussion abo akwemu Daniel are available Osman see available Robert and so wo ha me ba che nsem no mu discussion no bebo akwemu but near nyina na se betime do WhatsApp messages now for 0591228584 0591228584 ne bekin kamo enya ntia se Kylian Mbappe wan hwe o china game no ahwe na wantimi amobi ha dey free Madrid camp eba ebehwe na de ho nsem abro Malik Fofana Chelsea fo agbarum ewo Leon musi Malik Fofana Chelsea dey oh jo amusi abrante bi di Malik Fofana aha Daniel Asre manfo kwa kope Victor Gyökeres mo ne akesefo no Chelsea won nam by no Jamie Gittins and afiso Malik Fofana ha wo mo na say omani abre pa wo mo po mo so wo mra emesi akan emfa ma Chelsea team no ebehwe na afi hu nsema hodo na aba na ne tiagina ene se the Ghana Football Association ede data Ghana Premier League next season the ene be sha se o de aba bonte September and ebe sha se ha the date na aba bonte enti Ghana Premier League next season date aba bonte ebehwe na afi no ye wura mu ye pa ne ahwe next season nyama was ye ne ye this season there na anko ye Ghana Premier League no Osman atna haki can be brain natural wa chechire mu a season ba na wie na ne anko ye wa chechire mu a achire mu ma ehu se next season going forward no was ye tutu ne mu ye na afi no ye hwe na ye Ghana Premier League ne man ye akono na investors ebeba ababe room until date for the Ghana Premier League next season ba jo no so no ye betu dwa ama no ahu senia etie nsem de doso ye pa tete hu nie me ba cho Jeffers mixture and P capsules at Daroma me ameka sa medini Vincent Forgor ani entena free sabre kosi se no nsia bo no de ya gudie mu nsem nko a me ba cho Jeffers mixture and P capsules aye du papa anwumre make am for dia ma enam se eno any campaign won ma so ya se my dear gudie mu nsem ebro wo ye no to nchen a adro yi ano nampa the whole of Ghana eno ene abibidru a agidin na se eba no se bema empaso mere yo etu ase a ye gi fast mission na se no na dos ye pa ados papa enti se wan hwe ye na wan tie na wan hwe amaya nkyerɛw adupa na wo ba kɔtɔ aduro bi a anhwe a enye hwe kra na amawo ne mom gi fast de wonim se ye ne na atena fa akɔnwo bi a wa hwe program yi bia no wonim se gi fast no ye dru a ye ne na ye bɔ hu dawuro kyerɛw a wo nso akɔtɔ anu ma anti wonim gi fast no ne etimi ye Jifas na no nam enti be ma ya serew sa se wo de wuntimi wo ba onfefo ehia na omo ka omo ma ho asem na omo ka se omo ma no ye de omo ko school a we si dada me pe we and your speech and prize giving day ka wo bo awade ahodo ne wo ye nyina no na wo de otimu bi na wuntimi nka bi enam se wo yire emma wo abofra wa kra no wuntimi hia wo yire nyinsen a na wo se okoto Jifas Mr any P capsules no and I'm saying, no near do a bit to me, I'm a sad and assassin. Now, once near fraud, dada, now once PTA meeting, what my could be, now once ye cast me banner say, now once what my could be, a Jeffers Misha, any P capsules, or be a nyabo fra cra nanka, but frano crano. I had impo, no hospital, the Nako hospital, and I guess I may buy a dimpo, or nyabi. Ha, be crap and as I say, I thought that Okachan said, me buy a you, you're not to hospital. And Kenya the pass rule, see I do back to hospital in Kenya the pa. Nso obi o ha wote sakra na wo free ho anu akwa kochi dam na osu aworo nyankopon asumasi ba ena yade yi o nda hospital yi osuma no nyese osuma no se akla no eyare na oda hospital na osuma no wonyanya bi de mo obi de da hospital nte ena ya ha no pa enti ko na koto je first mission P capsules be ma wa emre wo mpaso a untimi sho ba nyense wasem ne yakan low sperm count awade bebra agu a chese abre bia wade ni gu no apempi no ye de ho subo no nyina akokobom ma no se emman na ntimi mfafro not knowing se mema no a won maka ona to so ete akonwam ehwe TV abre bia no wo mommom ena omunkwabo no ano aye mre ne sa ndi ontimi sho ba nyinsen. It is very important say awade mu no yemfa sobo emmo ba akofo misro awade a awonim no hwe na manfa sobo ankobo ba akofo enti woba na maami a wasori akunkon ne de bia wote menka na se bema no so na bema na maami a wonso wasori na wote oba no so se wonu mum enko wonwo na wo boni na wache ne yemu manyina awie no mesrew check your engine check oba no oba be ma no ha nkwabona no mere papa utimi sho oba no nyense low sperm count nansi ados wo Ghana eni wiase afa na nyina enti madodo na so ennim sa de yi enya basa wo mape na ono oba na hyase esu office ono a me pa che oba fa agire ko check ho uko check ho na sa ho odin obetima wo pe mesrew come and spill out the beans say bema no ana ono ntimi wo enti mompaje fast emfa ma no bema wontimi wo ye ma oje fast a me ma within 1 month ode no mje fast no to so sa bottle no esan ya no akoto fro esan ya no akoto fro num to so enja bi wo mu num to so sa obo say yes onum a to so sa na wosisi mu ayedin bibia ye sharp obema na nkaka ni awu na entimi mpagya ne mu no ebetima pagya ne mu na aye dwuma yie pa e de ama amoba na ni age na won so watima hye oba na nyensen je fast mixture any pea capsules enti bema wontimi wo no do no afesu bema bi wo ho a ne bema mu kuro dam bema bi o prostate cancer e de amanfo agufom prostate cancer kuma amanfo akum mema do na prostate cancer no ya de a ama bebre na no aka dem a wo bedwonso a odwonso fa robam misro kona kotoje fast mixture any pea capsules. The most important thing is say ebekum kro no ebe nane rubber no kra twe na pie afadwo nso mu apche say ama wo akasa na wade ho no say yes aduro bi na ruwa mu no ndi gifas ne de eye nubuna ahama nunsini ene yaka ede yafra ene ya gifas mesha enti gonorrhea na be kokra ebetu gonorrhea se kra enti mema boys musu mo chinchin ya mo ntena fa ko ene obe chinchin sesi ya ene woni ya ochina woni afia adechie woni ama ene ama koya na kosu eba bema young boy aden na oje ho mina sa woye ya na kwakofa yade enti na dwene se last person na ne da ye no na ama ne yade wonim se afia ba ye ya ba ye ama ba no na accumulate obi ama na kakra kakra obi achema na kakra kakra weji seje kakra sa ama gonorrhea na ba be tukoro no pa enti last oba na one ne da ye no afi de okodwunso yo tise ne bi mamu hihye no obi se sa ba na ama ne gonorrhea enti ofre na onfa biom mesra kona kotoje fast mixture ne pea capsules gono be free so sisi ya de kro ankro ha okusisi ya na enkwa ko ankro sisi ya de no me ba cho je fast mixture ne pea capsules ene be bo wo ba no so white wo so na bre bi akugu nwani mase e wo be madam dress shepe white nti nsufita egu no enka wo mu oye ya wuro nyoma ho nyina de kan wo ba kona koto je fast mixture ene pea capsules na sade na eye nimguase pa onse mema na nka nkyere mu onka nkyere wo onka nkyere wo okọ ya no biebie ne mpoma nka onso de nka omie mpoma da biebie ne mpoma sofa na sisu bi kura timi so AC na condense sa nyoma no obi spray ni dem nyina anti de ne nimguase nti oba bi na lazo ye okoteteye sa oya opie ya wote fe na de ne fe na lazo de oye ana oteteye wa nko okotete no se bema no ene biebie mpoma yi ena wo ye fefe na wo chese anim guase susuru white be furu so je fast mixture ene pea capsules me ba cho wo ba obefa furu je fast mixture ene pea capsules menstrual pain menstrual cramps menstrual disorder obi de kura de muni nsa o onkoto je fast mixture ene pea capsules eno ne adura me ba cho be boa wo na oba wade wo ho na bibia akoye ma duro yi number 1 herbal medicine in the whole of Ghana drugstore bia won sabeka bi mema no pea capsules no enne mamu energy mamu timi drive che e wo mpa so eno ene the champion medicine je fast mixture ni pea capsules besinne obi nim se na esi boje fast. I'm telling you this, besinne obi nim se na esi boje fast abere bia makacho se aduro no je fast untimi mu a akwa ese de wo ji ade se wo ji ade a je fast nti jina fa je fast je oya o se give fast and also tell ya can wa tiahwa je fast du papa ma me ko na me ni Osman eni nkomo na me ni Daniel so no eni nkomo ha na me Robert ncheni em fan sem mra man for ma so se menche eba esi ai Osman akwaba
me je so ra
ni wo muti say
about the adome ho ye na won so ai
yankopon adome so ho dem pa
e da ba de ase
yeah
ya san ba bi
ai
Ababiu.
In the correct.
Ababiu so the Okasa you be the
baby president.
Baby president. Yeah. On one side, you say, time. Yeah, about one piece or so. And the man was in Kuku Kamanyoku. But I'm fat, Chama Mencha.
That's farmer.
Before parents. Never be a Saba. Baby, I will some so dorsal.
Titi Hunka Cratching.
In Sembery and Eba, I was shown so and and Ray. Now, game ever because of any game because of club walk up and I say, now, club fence say, Mammy Lodi Sundance, me patrol, a Matunica Canaf, still on Bessia Cow Honum, and Penforma Camako, I didn't some course of honor a near I was doing tribute. Now, would was so and so be and what you call President Eddie McCaff, me patrol, people hobby, and then some and a walk him, you know how Benyabi at now, British I am a heavyweight boxer or fence Anthony Joshua AJ na o krom ha na wadin ko bra ko hye Ghana e man penny John Dramani Mahama and some ben and also the two draft so ko hye no na nyame eya doma Ghana Premier League da ben kra and air chance na da ben ye wie ana pa di kan bi hu komo na mam we no de e Premier League nan kasankasa da ben na ye chance and afi da ben ye wie ni nyina wo ha obetie bi and what is kwa no CEO edema bibiani Ghosters Mr. Kwesiadu wadin komo South Africa no be kono makwa bibi pa ne mu no obehia players bi players sankra ana mu hia before some makwa Africa no nsem nyina wo ha obeti bi e wo show no so.
All right, that's one me that's here pa adena manfo Ghana clubs ya na monizo adentia monizo nko
oh say the reason to make monizo here say from group stage ho kono Hona a money zone.
Yes,
from group stage to final. Near a money zone. And the money zone any limits to be say bia. Hankwan I money zone on a person could do film. But if you group stage you could be a money zone. Okay. Two group stage in Quadia. What do you cabia? So I say. It's no I wasn't come kind of say bia and target to see be do final.
I'm not quarter final, I'm not semi final.
But what's money zone in the answer? Sagana and Kwana money zone audience and I say well we are African, I don't know.
Okay.
What I say?
Daniel, I just say the club owners and administrators are magicians. Man, na can't say.
Yes.
Only we first car. As a baby, most is in Ibi.
But money zone,
money zone.
Inequality. In ya canon box. Anyone our man for $10 own and I'm how compare yaji. We don't have quality. Let's be honest. Kodokone ask quite results in the money zone and Ebeka. We don't have quality. Let's be honest. Yen so after season no some for quality players now.
Almost under form work. Okay. All right, Daniel. Robert. I just say.
I'm here to answer.
Me so me ho dem pa. Ghana dey sa na e kan ezo ye be komoni e pe monizo e be kwesi ai na e kwa kwere. Ene omboko dey.
I'm here to me be fine.
E dey yankopon ase.
The entire monizo ni say ye born na e bo sika papa bi ani. To ko no no $200,000, $150,000 na. Ohu ni say ho na na wo so kudu.
Okay.
To ko no ko je kakra. Na wasade aba na obetu last 2 seasons kan na wasa buru bi gum next season.
Okay.
Tisanete.
Okay. Mate na yenko straight away ni enfan sem na ento amafo anim.
Yen hyase ena NSMP ena yede eto wonim ye konkofo nkruso na fe so ya hwensem ahodo a bebacho eba no na enra ana mede to wonim se uko Canadian Grand Prix ni mu a eba so over the weekend ema mepacho yenya nipa ahodo pi amomon so eti twuma ewo sa twuma tie ne mebacho George Russell ha Mercedes omo ene team kunim enso ewo sa twuma tie ne me no enam so ema Max Verstappen on Red Bull for no eto so miru na de yetie ne se mebacho Red Bull for koye appeal Sir George Russell, about Jumadi ni Kosono or Dan Suban Diana and Yesuban Papa and what you know, not penalties, any points be or Nanka also moted George Russell and I'm putting for Anteno and on and I'm so a manico team could him and so our Canadian Grand Prix no now and only a name see you at the man Mercedes and I called out George Russell a dim could him Toto Wolf a dim common episode penny say asema Red Bull for akwakoya omori appeal ekono ewom se mpanim for boagudie na ususu se na hu behia se omori appeal ne ko ana owura no chem se na childish ana wachi no na onhye na hu mfaso bi a na ewo sa appeal no so Toto Wolf CEO edema Mercedes na dwumadie bi ase ana mpanim for ene ne team komo intin.
First of all, it took the team Red Bull Racing 2 hours before they lodged the protest, so that was in their doing. And, you know, honestly, it's so petty and so small. They've done it in Miami. Now they lodged 2 protests. They took one back because it was ridiculous. And they come up with some weirdo ISC clauses, sporting code clauses. I guess that the FA needs to look at that because it's so far-fetched and was rejected. You race, you win, and you lose on track. That was a fair victory for us, like so many they had in the past, and it's just embarrassing. One day they actually pulled as a protest. They don't even followed it through because it was nonsense. And the second one took us 5 hours there because I don't even know what they refer to, like behavior or something like. What is it all about? Why do you know that? Who decides it?
Nti 7 players anyansa bia enisa appeal na ebacho Red Bull for no omokoye enim na hu nhia so omoko na sa dwumadie we no ebacho omo aye movie omo ede ama Formula 1 seasons ahodo omako ni nyina no omo record movie kese ba ko na era omo premiere movie no nti dwumadie na se ana Toto Wolff de sansam no ko to dwa no wie ya parents Christian Horner also na we CEO ede ma Red Bull for omo na omokoye appeal no na Toto Wolff chese ye nkoda asem childish anu achiro na mfaso bia enhyera eni so less important. No, ana Christian Horner so chem say na omususu senema nkoye ana omokoye omapil nti de Toto kan de obi am forget it omo de appeal no maye amfa but omo try say next races no omo bo mo homode Horner ekasa.
No, absolutely not. I mean, it's a team's right to do so. We saw something that we didn't think was quite right, and you have the ability to put it in front of the stewards, and so that's what we chose to do. And absolutely no regrets in that. Yeah, we're not even at a halfway, distance yet. So
you're on the upward.
We had a good weekend in Barcelona. We won, obviously, in Imola a few races ago, and as Sunday proved, anything can happen. So you just got to hang in there, and it's a long championship. We don't give up on anything. You keep fighting till the very end. So, and if one person's going to do that, it's definitely.
CEO Arima Red Bull, me pacho omo racing team of Formula 1 Christian Horner. Ana ode nsema tudwa ade efa apila omo ekoye no hona yenko tennis so mu kakra Arina Sabalenka enche bia ana wote se Roland Garros Arina ade chawpaba a woche mu se wa oye koko golf fan bia no fa channel and am se dwumadie ne ba na wie no na emotions e wo high eno ne nam so a ode sansem no etoto tudwa na maka che Formula 1 omo eguso a movie launch no pacho omo wa se omo hese de nema be ko London Norris Canadian Grand Prix nema nkoye na yebisa ne se wa fa ne sen na next race square down many preparations how the room senate.
Of course, it's what happened, and I regretted it at the time, and I apologize for it. But sadly, it's also racing. I take it on the chin, and I got to move on. I got to look at the next race. I got to see how I can do a better job and how I cannot make those silly little mistakes at times. But there's a lot of positives, and I'll make sure to look at them and build on what I got, because once I...
London Norris, no samano ana ochirumuno or say anema answer nkuyi amfama no Canada. Nemum ohwe ni mu se next dwumadi e be paso no our Formula 1 mu no obehwe na obone homode afa the king Lewis Hamilton owura no so etisi form na Bermatin komo enso edefa movie no ho ana ochim se ono de week in and out na ohekwa omofa so omo film movie no enso obra omoye Grand Prix ahodo na no susu se abe fantastic pa no eche o se green screen omo amfa bi ankoho nti we the reality pa ana amanfo abehwe na wunu ohwe na som yenu no ma utimu se diamond ana bobo ho no sa uska na oso akwa hwehye bi na ahwade na Lewis Hamilton won se o de car kuku dam bi na ba na mra o si no na nkofo kra ahyase o mo tentem mu anesa yentie sama Lewis enso ka adefa adwumadie no.
It's been an incredible experience. From the moment that I spoke to Joe about being in Maverick, and then having to turn down that experience, that being in that movie, to then getting to work on this script with him and get to work on this movie for the last 4 years, and getting to work with Apple. This wouldn't have been possible without Apple. Being here, this is the biggest movie release, I think, of the year, probably, for sure, and I think the biggest one that Apple's, I think, ever done. but they brought their technology, all the cameras. They created new cameras for this, all the angles that you see within this movie, and also it's filmed on the race weekends that we did. So it's not done all with a green screen, and I think that's really why it's so on edge and it's authentic. It's edgy and.
Lewis Hamilton, no. Ana o chance mu erefa movie no hono na yemfree Formula 1 nem ana fe so other stories no na fe yemra football soccer na yemfate ye hono from Cristiano Ronaldo aye the Portuguese supremo, the complete athlete eno no free ne soro kokane for mutum se bema mu nie 40 years still den uni apejada de hu se ahoden enso ekuso ho na zero enso ade atade ne signed jersey akwa Donald Trump no and a US president and a owura no nso de atade no akwa no na me pacho or the small opania your friend say Antonio Costa, European Council no Antonio Costa na pani aha ono and a head of the European Council na we head of European Council na si Ronaldo afro say beji Jesse fakoma Donald Trump a say menko na otiwi ase ogidai aha yes mo wano akoto ba akwaja ba ko na we ni de we den obekọ de ade ne bekọ nti e pacho Antonio Costa ana odi Jesse no epaye na si Ronaldo nsema watro ade gu atade no so no e say to President Donald Trump playing for peace eno ene nkoma Ronaldo enso di gu atade no so wie no ana sign autograph enso ade eka ho na ni nyina ne say Ronaldo say obese Donald Trump omo na entokwa ekoso between Israel and afesu Iran no omo enkasere beya peace anasa sumdwe enso ebetimi abai no ene nkoma si Ronaldo epacho ode akwakoma Donald Trump yede ho nsam no ema Chelsea no a omo ne LAFC game no our club world championship no 2-0 ana Chelsea for no share Pedro Neto ebogo sanso na Enzo Fernandez enso ede bako esoso yemfa kakra bi na dia kana emfa nsoso. LAFC came no ana bebacho abanawie no Pedro Neto and a body din say ono and a player of the match and a modemo and so kon kan papa you name mo say Kaisero and so a player ba ko mfimfin ho no opunua wo honom yi papa me pacho 90% pass accuracy and owura ni nya 78 passes completed and we came no me watch 2 out of 3 successful long balls mo say Kaisero at the by me pacho 100% successful take ons. That is a take on so yeah, so a successful 100% area duels and also 6 out of 13 ground duels and onya me patrol tackles or 5 and interceptions too. Not just a Moises Kaisero and no I came no not ne motimo and so can ye papa na yanko Premier League name PGMOL me patrol mo and her referees and also David Coot. Okay, send Chebia and I'm putting for you in a tea. Say, Wakoka can send me at the Afayerden Club home. I just saw a club crowd, Yenny Papa Bia. Namina Liverpool game and Metiano, Emma Kofan Sempi de Bay. Now, Afeni Asabe Chajo Urano, set in some kind of far club hono, the patrol were breachy articles nibi, and so our FNO and of a PGMOL for the minimum. Now, your permanent manity few, so you go so the charges, and so a goodness so I'm paying for a friend. So on Samra. Na omeyi ne ho no David Coot then some no Omar Berrada no CEO at Manchester United na Omar Berrada say by 2028 I was a manju etimiji Premier League ni bi na ma tete wona an na United no egu na tie no je bisa ne say by 28 ususu say mo betimi age Premier League no say no crowd dey always try so obi na meka nche so we dey unhia komfo bia o na oba be ka che tie no na nsema o ma berada enso dey to the Real Madrid for Club World Championship no anu ase na omo na Madrid for chem say facility say wo US no omoni enje ho source say so close to club no enso eche say Madrid for no omukodru US ape omukọ building mobile gym na chese gym a utimi ede kọ baabi na osan so de besi wo no Madrid for akwa hyehyɛ bi wo ho eno achi showers omo aye omo de ice bath Madrid for akoye bi changing rooms ewo training grounds ara fe bebi omo da no omo akoye foforo eno achi no parks awodo no omo eguso omo ye ho adwuma se de be training ene ma betimi akoye dia ma omo se no ma wo US no be patrol substandard enya de se be bo omo team no as big as they are and kwan say omo use sa no man ntia no Real Madrid for no omo nkomo eno no na bad news ene say Kylian Mbappe na wa monitor Madrid training no who say Mbappe and training ni nyina ne say o doubtful edi manyame ya doma o chena game at Madrid any hila enso ebepo no na yesi Mbappe anya favor ne ho dodo no kakra enti wantimi training say enne ekopem say anwumra de ko chena no pa no se player no an recover game no ontimi mobi Xabi Alonso say on take risk bia with Kylian Mbappe and a player no the ho nsam Nico Williams and Barca amamfo minim sam bo bisa na muntie ne ye Nico Williams the meten say on Barca for no o reach agreement in principle 12 million euros and any sika owura no abeje no Barca nti say the aka no Barca ne Athletic de Bilbao omun komo and also say release clause and on trigger nyina so ye hwe said the normal ebesia ko Trent Arnold a new signee at the Madrid team no na so on team no training and what you call fast no mu team come no Arnold akasa fa ho Arnold echemu say communication no there e toda otimi kan English in Spanish no so nya bad say the nyina te no mra bi no enti nkomodi no enhyara enye issue kra emfa ema no na Javier Tebas atoa so e de nkomo pi so atudwa owura we ono ana ye president adima La Liga no na Tebas nkomo no de opeso che ane se Nico Williams na Barca for na kunkon ana tenten na ye kwakofa na ba ana ye de ne ba na say no me pacho Javier Tebas say 1:1 still Barca for da so adwuma ye nti so mo pese mo sign Nico Williams a just omo tonton bi omo tonton no mo adjust omo account no ansa na omo timi a register Nico Williams na o say auto player na different from say o register no nti wo betimi ato de aba na mum say wo be register de aba ono La Liga ni books no mu ne de just wa tonton bi Javier Tebas manson ono anaten sama to dwan manso de o betwe ni sesi e my way opemanso brutal tero ane owura no nkomo Andre Onana akwa kopie Burkina Faso na one Burkina Faso no bepacho omopani owura Traore ana chese omakoyi mfoni kama na manfo susu se kwa wakoi de wo ba no pacho brabetua woto enye se ye boy ya na esa na mu na United for no suno mo tempentem kwada bi eho so ba wo ba no onso utimi ebe pija omotimo no mtie no Andre Onana tie no ka Walker eguso no Everton for team komo omo hwe anim se omo nsa ebeka ka Walker na fesu ni fafa so no aba be gina ho enso so ade ama omo club no Chelsea o say after Club World Cup omo bebo pre-season kakra na 2 games na so far be pacho I confirmed AC Milan for their bar say omo ni Chelsea bebo Stamford Bridge be pacho 10th August and as I game no enso abeba so eno achi Bayer Leverkusen so omo ni Chelsea bebo pio enti ano ye games a Chelsea for no bebo enso so ewo hia ye kan say pre-season after say Club World Championship enso upon a we Premier League ni maka just one day na oma release fixtures no enti nyame adom ochina na fixtures no ba bonten enti tamuchuku e so forma na yedema team ben na onini hia day 1 afesu day 2 sankra na no man so ebesi akowei Premier League no monso motie no Americ Laporte defender edema Al Nassr na teams pi wo Europe omuguso omo no wonim say players ni pi ko Saudi no akwa so munya Europe omesa ba enti Americ Laporte and so one of those guys na yese Bilbao mu Inter Milan omunyina teams ahodo a almost say so munya America Laporta ebeboa ti omu guso team koma so owura no ebeba for aba join omo have you tibas bio or say one gas ane dia wo besan yo na emu machira asem no or say still I was say pass 40 million no mapi enye sa omu ntimi register one gas ya eno ane nsema owura ne ti they have you tibas still oguso kanofa basa omu sika asem no ho nyame ya do mo chena medical catcher say Madrid any hila and a ball club world championship him na Trent and a face so Dean Hoysen omumie no be start game no eno entia mensa ekano no Pedro until me patrol 2026 why stand the contract at the Lazio team no into otoaso akokora nyansa ne obehyew sesiai ukobisa interfo a ono na say party no nso edema omo Arnold Calimundo ebo edema Ren na Tottenham for eso omo per striker na omo hyase a omo ne Ren for team komo se the bear Arnold Calimundo no obeba na feso oba be adwuma ade amamo Hugo Ekitike enso upon the ball edema Frankfurt United force officially omo fa bid biankoi ntimo omo ne nam na aim na bid abaye the bid akotum no omo chem se no korebia enso eni sansenim Trent Alexander-Arnold osi new coach Xabi Alonso wakasa ade afa the training methods and afeso normal oye o team no ho.
And like I said, yeah, excited to get started with the game.
Trent Alexander-Arnold and Odin Sam Etuja at a funny new team or joining Real Madrid for no. Yamia do mochina on game and on a home come and an kakranka cry gusua at a home summon so amount. Jeffers Mesha and a P capsules, a Druno and a Abuaya Yakofan Sempi and so at the Abrewonti. We are Bema now, Bema Nimoy Mereuntimi Siso and Wajuma. Na fi wapebi na wano na bibia so I find am dangana or normal now who say yes or ye normal brutal obitimi yare no sa de abesra dangana e basa no who say Jefferson no abobobi ama normal so koyi unya tens no who say ne aduro no no opebia no ma wa sha say all paisa no nti eno Osman yeah we are uni afu ase na me say you ask this me tutu no
Fase kakra ba endai
onom pao
yeah onom
oh yes onom dangana no maduro no
men tibe odna pipi ma kakra ba boa
oh yeah boa amfino kra
mate
onom
okay I'm running some in Abana. We may toss na fisam no so near toss at the amount. Yes, I say, and free club work up a cost on the part to USA home, and Ajimadi no Eguso across in Africa. Nagupon ya demande, ye boy in third game, me part of the Africa, and ya African name clubs I could do a rap Africa, Bako, Asia kind a club of fence, Mamelodi Sanders, and Renondu, and a game on a bus or boy club, ye fence, UG Olsen from South, and also my fence South Korea, a whole and a club free. Now, a Matesi Parkers cram. I was some of the US, then I was a trainer who do to me cost to know. Mummy connect trainer who do club of fence, Mamelodi Sanders for no a year. Our my fence as US ornament.
Let's go, Jess. We start over here. These shows, Theo, Santos. So here, you know, everyone's starting in. These two goes through the window. Okay, the first one, ladies and gentlemen, stop and stand. Nice, the touch here, the touch here. Shoot, man. 30 seconds, foot scanning, Marcelo, yes. Look, yes, good. There, open there. There, yes, go on. Find the position. Winner.
17, one more, please. 18, 19, keep it. One more, please. 21, 23. Start from start. 1, 2,
Enti we ane train ahodo a Sundance for eye na utumi so mania bre papa na ye media won come enso edi ama ewe so no so Masandawana for no tumi sampa e ba na brand mo obi yi pa na mo makotie asem me pa cho Inter Coast Stadium ho na game na ba so na de tensan peni fo ma wura ho no kama pa so mo nko ho na o mo nko hwere wo kama se na bia game no kwa no o metimi abone ye ntimi ehwe bra mo ko ho na afi nsema ahodo a o mo kan Edify Stadium no ho.
Stay grounded, stay grounded. The stadium is nice, especially the pitch. And no, the stadium is very beautiful. And the pitch also suits us, our style of play. I think we're going to do well.
It's marvelous. It's clean.
It's top, even the atmosphere is going to be more closer than the playing field. So it's what's up.
Nice, very nice. And the pitch also is top.
It's beautiful. It reminds me of AFCON. Pitches and the standards.
High level.
Pitch actually is quite very nice.
Top stadium. Do you know who play here in the past? Kaká, the Brazilian guy, and the Portuguese guy Nani.
But where we come from, Sarasate, the sun is still the same as Florida.
10 p.m. na mo bom game report we e mo first game kromo bom our club work up na mo bocha club your fans UD Olsen from my fans South Korea e hono mo friend no mo bo ni a medi won come e dey ama e wo show no so and na president Eddie McCav Dr. Patrice Motsepe na wakakodu also kodu na afei teams ahodo mo free Africa kwai no also ko show mo nkura ye papa na afei o mo yiro mo ho boys and two games edi ka bas no Africa nya ndi nkunim na Ali Fodi Cowboy o mo antimi ani nkunumbo draw na nura club of fans Esperance for lose into na aka no I was so corner support akomo mo enti on the secretary veron na gina honom na fifi mienu no ayo royal fans Moscow tung baby part be kan ye pa club of fans TP Mazembe for boss no so akopie mo bi akwa support kama ama enoma anso akoya me medi won komo e di ama e wo show no so ene anumre mi part of British heavyweight boxer royal fans Anthony Joshua AJ last weekend we PM Ghana has go buy to sampa and no my kuye pa we room to control be PPP ama no maso kuye kama pa ne no me di no komo e di ama e wo show no so ene anumre na okopiem o abangesie mu ane okocha Ghana e man peni John Dramani Mahama ana otem se ne dia e wo hopa na ne age papa so okopiem ho na oba o he kwa Ghana fa so age no fel so na also timbe na Nigeria fa kan Ghana de nko Ghana ya kurase o sana mu dada no o na Ghana se ne sitia pa na obedu Nigeria mutumi kas Ghana de nko ho ukọ wa tse bankuman o so dabi oba no mo hu no e ya de a efe pa ntiro o hwe nim kra so ba invest boxing mu e wo Ghana ha sei
African heritage from Nigeria, just across the road. I've been spending a lot of time in Nigeria as of recent, knowing that it's important to know where you're going, but just as important to know where you've come from. And coming to Ghana actually wasn't on my agenda, because for some reason everyone in Nigeria puts Nigeria here and Ghana just here. Yes. So I'm now here and I'm looking around and I'm like, they've been lying to me. I'm very impressed. Very impressed with your beautiful country, amazing culture, hospitality, the airport, the organization, and I can't wait to go back and tell everyone across the world how beautiful this place is. And sports is obviously a way that it got me in a room like this. So I understand the importance of, talking with my fists, but also how influential sports can be and the type of rooms you can get in. So I've been calling friends, speaking about ways that we can bring investment into Ghana, we can bring investment into Africa, because I understand some of your policies and what you're trying to do. And from a sportsman, I understand sports is short-lived, and then we cross over into business. So
Anthony Joshua AJ we ene nsema hodo kan ye bra ko pimo Ghana bankese mu na ode nsema hodo to Ghana man pani anim e o kyerem so oba na nya je papa na hwe enum kwaso baba invest o Ghana ye boxing mu na fe ye boxing so afa na tuma pa edi afra na sansem ye okawe ye pe na Ghana man pani John Dramani Mahama enso kyerem so bona bazo papa so oba Africa na pimo Ghana ha say na ono so ode wa pimo na obehwe no ma hodo ne so ekoso kroma ne mo no o kye ne nkran so onkoso na ne boxing career no onfa enkwanim bebre pa.
So now one of the greatest fights is his fight with Jeff Fenech in Australia. We stayed up late, and I mean, it was one of the best fights I've ever seen. All of us were frightened when he agreed to go and fight in Australia, in Jeff Fenech's backyard. And we said, how can you go into the guy's backyard to go and fight? And he said, oh, it will be a teacher and a son lesson. A father and son lesson, you know, and that he will be the professor. I borrowed some of his words during the campaign, and I said that we were going to take our own referee into the ring. And then when they asked him, who's your referee? He said, my fist. He said, if I punch the man down and he's down and out and can't get up, which referee is going to say he won the fight? One of the causes that he champions, that after him there will be a wave of young boxers at different levels who would also make Africa proud and change the societies from which they come from. And so we're happy to have you. You're an icon, very much loved in Ghana. And so people were very excited, you know, that you accepted to come. But Ghana is your second home. You are free to come anytime and visit. We want us to give you a Ghanaian
passport. Way and some Ghana man penny John Dramani Mahama Tudra after saying all bar branch fence Anthony Joshua Basopa, so be PM Ghana Hanom, or maybe and so Koyi Nimum, or sending cross in the boxing career no, on for Enquanin Bebri and a medium come Ediamam. Oh, we know what the say, Ultimate say, one who pass, said Bukum boxing arena no, wine to me and Sinclair. Now, did they send 4,000 the 9K? No, man, no, they're not Nancy cost not as oh, go Snickersenka, papa, into a casa fan, what you call and I was a casa fan on what casa bar, Saraf, ne sports management. No, we mean, tell some John Dramani Mahama, Ghana man penny, editor.
Over the years, things have gone down, and that's what we try to revive by setting up the Bukum boxing arena. It's actually an academy because it's got hostels, it's got classrooms and all that. And the intention was that we'll scout and look for young talents all across the country and bring them to live and train there and go to school at the same time, you know. And so we're going to have teachers teach them so that they don't miss on their lessons and all that. Unfortunately, after I left office, that dream, you know, was put on hold. But we have the opportunity to take it up again. My one regret is I didn't build it bigger than it is now. I realized that. I thought that 4,000 was enough to come and see a boxing match, but it looks like we need a much bigger arena to contain the new interest that is coming up. Sharaf has been interested in sports since he was a kid. And growing up at 5 years, 6 years, he knew every footballer. He knew how they played, who they played. He could comment on them. Not only the footballers, he knew their wives and their girlfriends. He knew the referees, everybody. And it's he and his brothers who made me start taking an interest in football. I mean, I've never really been a fan, you know, when it comes to soccer, but he supported Liverpool. His other brother supports Man United. And then Shahi supports Real Madrid. And I found my children, anytime their team lost a match, they lost appetite, they won't eat, they are moody. So I started supporting all their teams and praying that they'll win their matches. So that
we and some Ghana man penny John Dramani Mahama Kanye. I was one no pass a Bukum boxing arena no one to me and syndicate. No, GDS senka 4,000 there. Nanka I normal at my boxing game. No, the number course man could have no said that be host up and no still now vision no enyanka tree. I am going to say a bimpa on Bessa Abimukama. Now, a Bukum boxing arena no a fan and to my pa dear friend, me do won komo e de ama ana pa de kan esi we so de ma so club of house of folk for no omo the club statement about bontin na e committee ahodo mba beti for recruitment na afi bibia nso akoye pa na oken kan kata ni wampani for tem say members ombe tie no the ombe free air board members nim technical team nim ana ombe free na afi omafom sa committee we eno atikwa no jumadi ombe di kan dikra before some sign player na say ombe tena say na afi ma team na omo yusu ye no 2024-25 den ekoye player ben na modimo konkan wana na modimo konkan players ben wo se jama moko ni nyina e adwuma committee ni beye a na me di won komo e di ama e wo show no so ene anumre na officially me part Ghana Premier League no empini for the new season date number bontin 2025-2026 season on date aba e 12 September and adwuma no elsas 12 September 2025 na fi ya end adwuma no 23rd to 24th May 2026. Enti new season on September 12th and emi di on come on. E di ama e wo show no so. E di teams no mo ko preseason mo kontem na mabantem na bibia so atimi akoyi and emi tumofu kakra. Enso e di afa ho. Na CEO e di ma bibia ni Gold Stars aye Mr. Kosiadu and wo kirem se Ghana fonya gidi na afei. Yen samfa mpabo enta o machi ana afei. Krobia Kumasi Asante Kotoko 40. Se Africa na mo kono. Ombetimi akofa trophy bi e di abafi.
I should say yes, and because you cannot take away the golden trophy from Gold Stars, you can't take away the MTN trophy from Asante Kotoko. Congratulations to them. I hope Ghana should stay behind us. Now, two regional neighbors, Western North and Asante, maybe we will be playing the ones then luck maybe for us, and now our hard work will give them humble Western North and Asante, maybe we will be playing the ones.
See, we announcement, Mr. Akwesiadu Siu, Adima, Bibiani Goes as the two Dosigana 4 pound, and Yajidi na Fan Pibon Tom Machi, and no one can Santico to for Canobim, as I say, Bianifono, Equaco PM, our CAF Champions League, Nakrabiaco PM, our CAF Confederation Cup, and Ghana form, in Yajidi na Fan Pibon fan support Tomo, Nakomo Como, Gidiapa, some your trophy Eda Buffy, and a medium Como Ediamo, we know what Cherem say. Ome here close to be 8 players be abe team no kwana from mahwe set team no be diniye pa before some call a CAF Champions League no.
The second step is the management is working tirelessly and say coaching request they are on the aba say for the there are they out to the squad you'll get them. They are not going out for plenty. No. From the discussions we have targeted about 8 players to fit into all the departments. Already know some of our players can fit for purpose. And we are trying very hard for let me a condition the players need being good fit, medically, mentally. We want to sack them. Now they are.
See, we and some CEO Edima Bibiani Goes as Mr. Kosiadu Kaye. Our team so many close to be 8 players. You cry about the canteen. No, Majama coach no coach Casmi Pewe, number Naba, me Pewe, now a more canteen. Send a beer team now, where Denier, now Makopi Africa, no be beer, and so it's me a queer moment. They don't meet the home come on. Eddie Ama, I was so. Any Busan is a place 8. You can watch me. Local best place and now say beer or Benya be Eddie foreign or Chim so. Saudi League and Musampa amount for person boat team pa. Now I see a Muji League, Ubi or more email crowd team Sampa, place a hood of woman on the Brina, I shall say, and miss some person about club no. In the Campia, so my anymore, say place maybe almost a come on, not from PM or Africa.
The Gold Stars email point players that someone have no idea. Some is in exercise. It's the fact that the person here for NSS or the focus is on Ghana. If a chance material be necessary, we can consider. With my mining background, say if you are a Ghanaian player now 60%, now will be outside now 80%. You must consider the Ghanaian first because 60, 80, the little push, the best can be there. So we are doing things.
Way and some CEO. Adema Bibiani Gold Stars. Mr. Kosiadu, two job. Abraye Busano, some say a local base place no more someone say be a foreign or chimso. players in the all ba mode mo be konkan a coach be kasa pe obia no omo so be sound na be bia nso akonkan e de ama team na brown be kwa Africa no a me di won komo e de ama na nyame ya doma champion of champions no e wo say cross sound say bia ni fo na Ghana Premier League no e na crowd bia enso agi FA Cup ntimpini first date no 31st August and penny first year famous adwumade no enso enkoso timre pam no venu no enso ba bonten ama bia so akonkan na me di won komo ma transfer back mienu bi na ye fan sem no emphasize dia momfa we ne fan fast ma wo hom abrantie fans Stephen Amankona sisi ayi me no kase won kan pompuni montem ho a no mai kon kan pa ntino Amankona nie amanfo bi kase okosan ebi so da bi wode asentino ni nyina no ewon no ho so akosan me pacho we no ba wa ba ide all stars game no enti abrante na ba ne mo so we no san kan wo dia ene no wasan ne mo all stars game no enti abrante na ba media man for some party way with abrante fans Michael Enum the chance of born no striker Mark Club no empenifo tim som ne tun kontam apai obeye bi na bema be igwa me ni nyanti onko na foforo enso emanya no kwa abrante on so striker Michael Sapon empenifo tim say mutual agreement no ama party ways nto no so nko na foforo so mra ne no medi no nkomo edi ama e we show no so anapa di kanka we chiro abrante fans Prince Kobra Wuso ene House of Folk for nya brepass kwa bia so munya na mo pem esan so mani mo no ghost ne makra enti munya Prince Kobra Wuso a na be se ghost no bi kama edi ama mo na abrante we otimi sampa na no game iba so nka game ya ma so nka ha na papa na game ba ko e ba so krom ha ane golden kicks na fe kro bia game e ba so no abrante FM blast again na de tienie teams ahodo na obi apɛ no nations edin ho agim so munya abrante omo oman ebetimi age papa kro bia pen House of Folk for pen no and club foundations forum and so dem ho agim na me di on free kick dia aboa or expert brutal best was CI ama normal konkan na Legon Cities me patch me for that I bet yeboa the chess House of Folk for any area no sam am pen for kwa hwenim so be medicals week mo e de ama club House of Folk na me di no nkomom edi ama e wo show no so ene anumre na game back be koso hom abrante first Hafiz wunta konkon ne be kan ye pa me bi atwam bechem ho ene osia kan na organize all stars game me pacho eno e koso Oruma star de tiene se team se ebono Oruma stars ena fe Yakubu stars eno be koso de tiene se Dondoli ho ene koso na BK Adama Youth Resource Center Dondoli ho ena jumadi ne e koso na no me di won komo edi ama e wo show no so enti de tiene se 4th July and a jumadi no ebekoso na no me de won koma pacho picture no honti no mo ehwa na fe emra na eno ya brante first Hafiz wunta konkoni ne de no ehun komo na medi ede ama e wo so no so ene anumre yemfa won fans na yenko anim na club fans wa sorry 94 no so no omo deserve team no pacho management ni na technical team obia omo deserve ni na se na obia nkom na otim se jumadi ombedi ye no enya jumadi e so ani santi no enya ade a omo tena ho a ebebo omo kranti no ebe ya omo nkom na ampenifo mre pam no omo de new team ba bonten na fo omo na be hwe team no na matimi aboma team no so afa ne team pa e de afra ne no me de won komo e de ama e wo show no so ene anumre sanete danima do atremu a we de wa wani tia enso ama nti sanete ntino me pato so ntafo de ne anase we wa so na ntimom wa sorry na ntimi pato mo de ne statement ne a mo chem se o ma dissolve eye o management team no technical team no and na afi do we o kan obi anko na mrepam o man kasa bet na se na o mo de new team enso ababon o ma boa pa boa ama club fans wa sorry na ntifo no enso anya mo puma sibre me pato we no so nie abrante fans Hafiz wunta konkoni a ono mre bi atwam no osia kan edima bechemi no telefone pato ene also at the tournament because we a all stars game me pato Oruma stars and afi Yakubu stars 4th July 2025 BK Adama Youth Resource Center Dondoli wa awona jumadi no ekoso kama pa ane no baso 4th July and baso na medi won komom de ama ewo show no so enti Vincent me nyina no so ho na yen fancy some tatan sa
emena so nti
akona nkeko
kra me madane le chance sisi ya de ngodani mayanko emre no yedi no bono nti enya dunu si na ema wa chance ntem yenko
yes and I'm more interested on Arsenal Football Club and so many minutes kakra sorry nancy it's not about dissolving management if you have some minutes there I can talk about it yes yes me focus there on Arsenal Football Club and Yumre na so I appoint Andrea Beta as a sporting director he brings two things on board The first thing Andre Bet I bring on board, any ability and the eye for signing key and big players. Into about team one, the ability to make sure so we're signing crucial players and we deliver on the pitch, is something crucial. Again, the next thing that Andre Bet I bring on board is the ability to commercialize your club for you. In teaching players, we came and they delivered on the pitch. But in terms of exodus, transfers, also making sure, say, Atletico Madrid best sounding very good in their books in terms of finance, will be very, very checked. Into about team, the ability to make sure, say, over benefited from the field, and also in terms of commercials, Andre Bet will give it to you. Until now at Arsenal, so all things being equal, I say, an opportunity, Arsenal are going to benefit from these two benefits in everything what happen. But so check Arsenal team media. Obiato say project na pick it and say they should be delivering titles. And munko achire kwa yesa mu contempt. Project na dum pempenso o say o mu deliver titles. Na adu pempenso a the only thing na Arsenal here ni say looking at these guys adu a leveler they should be given a lot of returns looking at how the project has picked. But as we speak, Arsenal team on the field, never mentioned Nkoyi. So we can analyze the team by departments. Utimu say clearly the team is moving to a certain direction. They need a certain patch. So that patch near back a crabby Arsenal can flourish. Now looking at the defensive department, based on numbers and based on quality, Arsenal department in terms of defense, actually last season they were the best defense we've got in the Premier League. In Temu conceded only 34 goals in the Premier League. Tells you, say, on a very normal day, Arsenal defense isn't their problem in terms of competing for trophies. Against all midfield now, Arsenal are having impact-making midfielders. And I can tell you on confidence, Vincent, Arsenal midfield is very balanced than Liverpool midfield, no? In terms of quality in midfield, no, Arsenal don't have problem in terms of, say, the transitional player in midfield, but again, he said, Vincent. Arsenal numbers and then again the quality up front and idea about what cost Arsenal in their run for a single title ever since a project in Pikian. In looking at their top scorer, Vincent, last season Arsenal top scorer in man share more than 10 goals. And then again, so checking the quality available, so compare other teams now. What you say? These are not strikers on a very normal day. They can give you trophy winning numbers. Into this season, their hope is that next season they can put all things together and make sure that they can get that finished article now here to compete at the highest level. In the under better lining up 3 strikers, hoping said they'll get one to come and fill Arsenal void. Now listen, that 3 strikers, Victor Gyökeres, Benjamin Sesko, and Oli Watkins. These are guys on a very normal. The Arsenal hoping say they can get Baku's signature to come make sure say that kind of magic spark now Arsenal lucky or no. They can add that kind of title-winning goal-scoring instinct now Arsenal here or no. They can provide. But listen, before I delve into these strikers, young Arsenal style of play and the demands Arsenal demanded from every striker on their radar. First of all, Arsenal a build upper. Formation or lining up in the 4-2-3-1 and I said 4-3-3. But formation is changing into 3-2-5. Into as a striker in 3-2-5 no. On a very normal, this is how Arsenal attack. Some will attack here. They will get players who occupy the wide zones. They will get players who occupy the half spaces. Into as a striker for Arsenal. So making sure say you'll be very, very predator in the box. Because on a very normal, the Arsenal attack here, they have players that occupy the wide spaces. They have players that occupy the half spaces. Their main duty in attack, when Arsenal attack near as a striker, make sure say within the box will be instinctive. Then again, so check Arsenal open player. So Arsenal build the attack no from a chair anymore. Baby, I want to very, very productive player inside the 18-yard box. Arsenal need a striker in terms of giving 18-yard box instincts. No, but it's very, very crucial. Arsenal need a fox in the box kind of a striker on their ready because almost all of play natural glass when they're both from the back and go to the offensive third no almost striker ultimate finishing Nema in the box. And then again, Arsenal one quality power with their team set pieces. Now check Arsenal set piece need baby amuta deliver balls through to no within the 6-yard box.
Into the next striker Obebano. Arsenal hoping say they'll get a striker in terms of so real dominance, in terms of the 6 yards, but the goalkeeper's kingdom. No, that striker will be very, very instinctive within that zone. No. Into these are all things, and I said some demands are Arsenal demanded from almost strikers when they are attacking. Then again, Arsenal lose ball. The shape turn into the 4-3-3 using the high block. Into as a striker, so we lead Arsenal's line now. Making sure so you be a pressing trigger. We declare trigger high pressure, making sure say all the teammates to coordinate and make sure say we win the balls now front. Now, you just strikers Arsenal line on map on everything. Now settle the Gyökeres Sesko debate no and everything. So check these two players. Don't say on my lineup 3, but we focus 82. Now the battle between Arteta and Andre Beta, between Gyökeres and then Abrante face Benjamin Sesko. Now check these two players. Listen, the first thing they can bring on board is the first season syndrome. Because the first season syndrome, I say, play now when the first season, no, some difficulties will be encountered within the first season. Now between Benjamin Sesko and Abrante face Gyökeres, no. Nipa obe suffer the first season syndrome pa Abrante first Sesko. Listen, on test Premier League no. But the good thing here says first season syndrome never or very young. If he failed the first season, they can still give him time to develop in the second season. But so check out Abrante first Gyökeres. Listen, he is having that Premier League experience, no, and he will not be willing to come and fail the second time in the Premier League. Indeed, between these two players, in terms of the first season syndrome, no, both players no can qualify for Arsenal. But then again, young check on conversion rate. Listen, the just season by no, in 47 games, Gyökeres have provided 54 goals, 12 assists in terms of expected goals, a 35.39. So what share goals more than expected goals. No, it tells us in terms of finishing or a deadly. Looking at Benjamin Sesko, 51 games, 26 goals, 6 assists, and then again also in terms of so beating XG or BT, but baby. Sesko is very dominant. Which are weakness of Abrante for Gyökeres no? The area duels. And my case Arsenal so we deliver crosses, some per striker, or instinctive, or bit more dominate all that flight distance, no, so dominate the box no. In terms of Arsenal corner kicks there, Nipa be fit on project Nipa, ebe Abrante for Benjamin Sesko because of that kind of powers or in terms of area duels no. But apart from that, young checking both players no, how they move around the box. We check Arsenal team nidinya. Makana wa say when they are attacking, baby we are productive by 18-yard box. Now this is Abrante for the Benjamin Sesko when he's arriving into the box. In details to say player back in terms of outside the 18-yard box, otmi shoot it. And stars no goals are share. Do also to me shoot outside the 18-yard box. But someone converted from 18-yard box and I say outside 18-yard box no. And this will be. But so check out Abrante for Gyökeres. I want to say back listen. Or very, very instinctive in the box. In the difference between here, say, Gyökeres can try inside 18-yard box and even outside Kaka. But Sesko no, so I'll try more from outside the 18-yard box service and conversion rate more from. Into us na mungi say, guys na mo peno. Player in terms of anymore, how you organize your attack, how you net your attack, no, Nipa with my fit, no, based on these players, no, looking at how their statistics have shown and how these players map naturally, no, I think it's a Nipa Obama that instinct around the box, no, Abrante for Victor Gyökeres. Then they can move away from that. Young check on consistency. Now, consistency, listen, it is how we increase and as we stay within a certain figure. Now, looking at both players, no, Abrante for Gyökeres. In the Premier League, what starts here, no? He started from 1 goal, 3 goals, 18 goals, 22, 43, and 52. In the terms to say, the consistency is increasing rampant rapidity. Looking at Abrante for Sesko, or starting with 21 goals, at about 11, and about 18, then 18 twice, so then 21. In the terms to say, these are all guys, they believe in consistency, but the high volume consistency, is so crucial. And player, that high volume consistency, no, you give it to a bunch of friends. I mean Victor Gyökeres. And for me, I believe that in terms of the Nipa with my lady, nobody the field factor for us now. No, a bunch of friends. I mean Victor Gyökeres, but we can check the profile. Some difference in here. Sesko vertical in terms of the movement, and Gyökeres will be a vertical. Because of football now, the focus say attack. And the Premier League, I did about benefiting Mohamed Salah service and football we very direct. In the Premier League of FT, the second one is service and are strong in area balls. Then again, the next one is me press the ball. And I said, say, how Arsenal loses the ball, they offer pressing In terms of pressing there, Sesko can fit for them. And then again, in terms of long term, very fit. But the fact near say, can he give that kind of high volume, halam numbers in Biana? Who check your career as a elite ball career. Some football from center second, no one can protected ball, no one from 18-yard box, no one. And then again, Osanche is strong in terms of say, or combine play, say invite a teammate to the game, they make sure about at the highest level. Jokeres will give it to you. And then again, listen, he's some that Premier League physicality, you know. The game, the Premier League is about PPR, player position and run. Into he had that physicality, that elite energy. And a bunch of friends say Jokeres actually clear say based on fitness, he is there. And then again, listen, consistency at the highest level, watch at the highest level. For me, based on how Arsenal played their game in attack, and up the how they up their strikers to play no. Between these two players, they can all fit. But we said the fact near say they need a high volume scorer, somebody who can make sure say when the defense is preventing goals, that player can score goals more than 20 in the season for them. And if they get that player, they're going to compete very well for the title. And I think say Jokeres over Sesko, I think Arsenal should go for him from that perspective.
All right, thank you, Daniel. But before Semeco Robert in Chen, you made mention of 3 strikers. Totally, we back with Mukra, and then you gave us the differences and Nyoma will be able to mediama, Victor Gyökeres, and of course, our branch friends Benjamin Sesko. You made mention of Benjamin Sesko lacking that Premier League something, and of course, branch friends Victor Gyökeres, and also no because of English football, what tasted done. But don't you think, Victor Gyökeres, English football, he failed? He wasn't able to make his mark there. Ako Portugal, ako making a year. And Branty President Benjamin Sesko, you talked about his aerial threat. When you say Arsenal need that kind of problem because the man of set pieces scoring Arsenal 4 defenders on Bababe yesterday. And you need a goal poacher and Oli Watkins. Daniel, why did you omit Oli Watkins? What's Oshima symbol?
And the debate between Andrea Beta and Arteta, I want to settle it.
You want to settle that debate?
Yes.
2 players.
Yes. For Watkins, there will be him what he's done.
Because he's a proven.
Oh yes. But look, I just wanted to settle that debate, between Omondi pass and Abehian more. We have needs and wants. You need Obia, Obama high volume. Listen, you need title winning numbers.
That remember na Andrea Beta then I was settler Yeah, for Oli Watkins from near radio.
Okay.
Not yen that.
That is actually commit my behavior had
Mate. Because I think say what you're proving in the EPL.
Yes.
Robert. My round China meet you.
That's it. Some part of London. We'll get to the other part and see how I know Mexico. Okay. Now I know a Club World Championship game near Barcelona. Chelsea for no winning game no by 2-0.
Yeah.
But at the Bakwana Ubia share any minister Obuhunsa Liam Delap. I'm making a debut, you know. I heard say trolls on social media, and I say, "Say a man am rebefa," and I say, "Say a fiery." And timer, Liam Delap bad game, no. Isn't you could feel his presence up front, but and now we have between Nicholas Jackson and Liam Delap in that game. You can be able to take over as a number 9. But number 9, they go to for ball not to net. But I know both of them, none of them scored. But create go at the Maobi. They love to facilitate and they love to get the ball and then try Jackson maybe or far ball. No. Now ultimately 2 with the man to now. Again, they will need top class wingers. They went on, they brought in people like the likes of Fernando Torres. Listen. Fernando Torres was also one of those guys. He's a Spaniard. And also about saying Shegua, he is able to score. And again, the 9 Ankasansun in born to be able to the goal he scored against Barcelona about Chelsea. A few attackers in the team area. Then after that, you go to Bobby Firmino. So you have Firmino between Mane and Salah. He was the facilitator. Oh no, be didn't how team the ball not turn and no the other baby. About the finishing, so Bobby was there for you. A woman said been taken move farm, but that was the time and Liverpool team in Liverpool. But whenever they have that grip and they are there to compete, these are the level of players that they have. And the reason why Darwin Núñez struggle with Liverpool, say he's got not that skills. Sa boy yam fan to ya na no fanya de peno Darwin Núñez ni. Ni de no ye nyina ona ball na mra na fan to net. And even finishing no kra no he's still struggling. But Vincent, so ko Chelsea for no de na. Chelsea for profile in a striker no enye obi a ball no or the better than no be no baby. They go with strength, power, and at the end of the day, they are able to get the goals. Mama is asking for free Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank. The time was Chelsea. And yes, a ball no offer out to cotton at derby. Just leave him at where he needs to be. The ball comes and he finishes it. Then the next moment he's there again to do the job for them. They moved on from these kind of guys. And you been the likes of Didier, you know. Didier Drogba in some games gave you glimpses of that beauty now. But so any dia need dear pie box no. Or the one strike the Chelsea for no. He put in that energy, the strength, the power that Chelsea will need to be able to do that job. Then from him, you move to the governor. Then my Chelsea strikers power. But one of the guys that I enjoyed watching so much was this guy. Look, he will get into the under the skin of the defense. Before I said ball no, a frustrated who defend another cash or before that. Into ball no me do what the emotions never defending against Diego Costa, the governor, and he will find a way to be able to finish it. But no, he wasn't there. Moving from Diego Costa, the governor, strikers will be about a few from you get Olivier Giroud. Giroud wasn't a bad player at Chelsea, listen, but the standard of numbers at Chelsea we hear from strikers went to meet. But also he was that profile, the go-to guy when you need the goals. But also or the betum a performance Olivier Giroud will be able to finish them for you. Romelu Lukaku number firm. Lukaku's issue was not with the fact that not only quality or the ball, but after joining the team, and no man now I was a player near the ball, no man or team pejano. Those things weren't coming, and at the end of it, he had to leave and then go somewhere else. It's why a Chelsea full profile of strikers now muta succeed or club no muna. Send more than now team cause a lot of problems up front. Not necessarily the skillful guys. But so here's how two players we are. You know what that instinct no who. But right now, they tend to enjoy dropping and also facilitating the play more. So Liam Delapa. Meeting like I say, in terms of energy, physique, or Socrates and Nicolas Jackson on no free Africa neighbor. In terms of getting this guy and putting him up front. Now because Didier Drogba, Hasselbank more, you've gotten that type of a player. In terms of profile, and Vincent, he came into the game, and so when the games our body is switching in from those days. He loves to move to the flanks, get the ball, try to get in, and then score. But Vincent, Chelsea for any issue, no. Here will be a box no pretty, a fox in that box who will be able to take the supplies from these guys anytime they wish to do that. And even though they have these guys, Vincent, some more time at home. Now try some of the value back come game no. Or try some about polish more into what you want that they can deliver for you. But Chelsea standard as a club. Chelsea no have baby as I say Kopama more ball ni picky Enzo Fernandez more than any Peja corner. Would they be able to wait until these guys are able to mature and get to the standard that club will be here? That is also another question. That brings me to the fact that Chelsea for me still need someone up front. And nipa na obo be here na nimu ho no. Victor Osimhen sika na omse ne board den dodo. Omuntim nkonko fa ne ma. Victor Gyökeres de na yentokwa. Now if you look into the market, na say open place a omo be fit sa de na make ho asem na. These two guys will be able to do that job for them. But are Chelsea willing to put that amount of money on the table? Say yenkofa Victor Osimhen emra and yenkofa Victor Gyökeres no na yemfa nemra. Isn't enra so I have bought two guys in our boy now. They will still need a guy leading the line to be able to do all this job for them. And Chelsea for no many very, very good two strikers are team facilitate here no matter moment. But I still feel they need someone who will be present anytime he's needed to be able to do that job. Now, so called Europe, and normally because of people have not yet realized. Now, so here France minor. Now all the to Spain for also the one. And when we are players, I mean, almost below the ages of 22, 21. Now check through these guys. These are quality players playing day in and out for their clubs. Some of them are already making names for themselves. Now, so be at this level, that's what 2021. Listen, it means the next 10 years, he will still be able to play at the top level for you. Check Bradley Barcola. Rancheki, Desiree Doué, Hugo Ekitike leading the line. Isn't? There is no competition of under 21 and Cowboys will call Muntimin Concord title and Fama. They will dominate in every under 21 competition. But Sisiano, you want to say there are even more than that. Until most of them are competing in the national team for sports. Until we mono, Omani Mbappe mo, any Osman Dembele mo, they are fighting for places in the national team. Until under 21, no crowd they've forgotten about it. Eduardo Camavinga mo, Warren Zai Emery. Why now go from so Monsan come watching Cobon from under 21 sana. But the issue is that in our part of the world, Vincent, say Nkofo we free side ha. Maybe we would have still be forcing them to go down there and then play for some of the teams now. Vincent Wasian. Not only France, you look at Spain for also them. Omokra the age is necessary. We are a bit lucky. Just check them. Nico Williams is now 22, Pedri is 22. But check the level of players. Top qualities are what these teams know. And they are more competitive for sports in their main national teams. Until World Cup in 2026 is going to be very, very interesting. And not only that, the subsequent Euros and World Cups you need to watch out for these two countries. Because when it comes to building the young players and also putting them together to win titles, just check this back line. I'm in fancy. Listen, what is your back line? Alejandro Balde from Barca. Dean Huijsen are joining Madrid. Yes, see Ochana against Hila Obebo. Pau Kubasi is playing for Barca week in and out. Then you talk about Raul Asensio as a makeshift right back. So they can compete every team in this world. Ombe team in team biabo. Yet the only power back line women were 22 years. That is how some countries are making sure say Ombe show teams no many good players for their national teams. It is a thing that the other countries can learn from. You can always Spain team way now the Toto France look, they are really going far. Next World Cup, you will see France there again in the semis or in the final.
Okay. And I'm saying in your presentation you said something. Maybe so assembly or assembly. Oh, the Osman. I mean you.
So my NCR reform, my NCR Rafi Same, our tidy.
Yeah.
Me pese din komo akra team si ambe kwa Africa.
Okay.
The Bian Gold Stars and I feel Krobia Kumasi Asante Kotoko. We need two teams ambe kwa Africa. Nyame Adoma 2025-26 season. And we check my main Kotoko because omo experience kese when it comes to Africa between on a club of friends Bian Gold Stars. Kotoko Africa Vincent say of late what check performance on the my or more Africa appearance more. Kai me say enye Kotoko na enim no way back 1970 no. And a performance number de my Kotoko Africa. Not the likes of Nwadibo, Kadiogo, who take teams in the and right after side games no, who said that teams need you more. And it's like yes, right after side games no, who said that who be want some Pedro something in Kabio or Myra, Nwadibo. This was Mauritania ho as no what in Kadiogo, Burkina Faso and Timmy Yashi will be more, but Omona not Omuyi Kotoko free a calf club competitions more. And you know listen, preparations are how do I obey going into that game and our tournament no.
Okay.
Teams need prepare ye. Kotoko a great name. We are in Africa na. And this say draw neighbor. No who say no Kotoko neighbor be sia. Oko back. Eko kan Kotoko honsem Kotoko back wasem. The omaye or Africa. Edin how do omo or Africa. Kwanya Kotoko first upon the game. And he said, what Nasi? No, oh yes, I do such winning every. No, was a place when a market to Cordia and a bit me a show. Diaka yedi, son of Macatromo, Diaka, a you hear him a bit muscle because it's a come back was some now, we are great, pa. But oh, ye never had a current place and say, come on, because we a bit my day, he bit me a show. And 2 Tim's neighbor, now they know so much no diaba. Say, why can't they quit Timono? Why players Ben Eden, one able, one I go no, why they defend their mom? Into what nas no me winning area, now figure or Modiaba. Got to a bon number of games over Africa. Be Medibia Momo, so meet me, I'm a Yakibia. What me say, games are who do my bono a Dawson, but so check off late. Nancy Eba from last 10 years, Eba, listen, games out of Cotoco African games as well. We have got fun. Now games out of Cotoco from the likes of Nwadibo, Kadiogo, Nkana, Zesko. The last time Cotoco group stage, CAF Confederation Cup. Now Zesko, Ahila, and Nkana. Here we are Cotoco free group in him. Just imagine 3 teams way. Now Cotoco we in the group. Ahila in Ghana Zesco aye wi a wo hu ade bi a mo na Africa mo dominate Africa bi owi a wasakotoko wi a wawi even wasakotoko no yini film wi a ontimi en qualify en next round bi mo wawi wo de asi entimi hu ni se no e wasa wotna se na oye proper recruitment obekwa Africa e wasa wotna se proper planning o planning ye say ye ha ene kwan we ne ye pese e fa so ne ye kwa Africa level we ne pese kwakodu so pese odu dia den e wo sa wo ye before so wadu ho because African football is different than the Kroma. Say, enu ntia say omko share teams in Kotwana na aye dia mom because kwan ye fast boy ball, your level of football na ebo no Kroma is different even compared to Senegal for the. E ba no club level Senegal for team for compare Ghana. E ba no Mali ni Burkina Faso ba no club level omun team for compare Ghana. Na the last of Cameroon the last of Yaounde mun sa teams no omun no team no compare Ghana and teams ni bi but ene emfa. So what do I say? Enti emfa no e wo se etnas na e plan say den na man ne nkofo no teams in Kotwa no mutim ne be bo Africa no ma yef no aye nim guase de mai den na wo se ye ene no ma sha se san football na sha se dane ene enti akwa Italia na no we fo achoma sha mo 3 nkanye football na nka aten na nka Zidane ayi Gattuso mu gusto star ne bi gusto Italian football ni mu a nka e bad this no we bet match na 3 but football na san e wo sa so timi san wo de ni bi nti se bet na se na enya party bi amfama ye game no na ebo no kroma yeni party bi ye bo eno an se teams na coach na select 11 players no ma ko gina park no so ye bo 4-4-2 ye bo 4-3-3 eno a ene ye bo apart from the formation even the formation kwa na ade ni din but ye se game na so ya bi se hono enya adwuma ho bi mo ye se game na so wo a star na ye den ene ye bo no game no but this bit me identify Ghanaian coach bi ni star power ye den or dey bo game no ndu ko sia sa young coach so mo Africa ma ko sia de bia ko sia de Obasa bia ko sia de Man City aba no coach club Africa no ko sia kwan bia so be hyew
na ko kwa adwuma ka sa sem we
okay na man for twena bo so so just and question na work any ho they hear say game no ya draw 4-4-2 but the moment they pass the ball they 4-4-2 na ebo bi mo gina ho boy say han shawa
this is okokoye on tactical you be show
be brave so what you say
tactical for mo bre
until I think say Kroma na wo bro but also the need fi akọ Africa ya ha kwese no
what mo boni ye
kwakunu fi obet ma akọ because ono tactical obo star ye dey obo but ye na ye selecting na 11 na ye ka so ye kobo 4-4-2 no dey ono timi wi no Kroma no or the Africa be expose no so what you say so I believe say this is the time where coaches say no more draw plans at the main game no say we typical Ghanaian football ni ye kwa Africa ye start ni ye ba there was a time I say okay Blasters game now he Kotoko has game a difference in him so what you say because na star na using Blasters na players and na Kotoko Blasters no has players and na Kotoko players na into mokoba the same star na there and the best clubs name into was a Blaster game Kotoko game has game na difference behind the him but I say anti sabi into clubs na trance technical teams no montrance na mon draw plans how the bet me avoa yen clubs no e wa bra mo kwa Africa the pictures am dey more mo say ekwes anko listen we share games Kotoko abo number of games Kotoko abo e wo Africa there how many year the last by 4 matches be there ewom against team say Kadiego the last time I call Africa I think Kadiego na the last time I call Kadiego
the last time I say San Pedro na Nancy San Pedro guy
San Pedro na think say no ye 2000 and
Kadiego
na
San Pedro no buy and Kadiego no buy
San Pedro fan na phone ba krom wa minimum no consult malam bi say nso beto say yo e na omode ye kan say phone ahodo ba nso toya ba still omode ye dey e twetwe yes later one Kadiego phone so ye dey enso e buy so I believe say wo hwe de ekọ nyina listen me hu ni say e wo share na say draw plans ye edema yen teams no because ye disaster we kwa enkonko boy and na ba ko so say Quite a benefit from normal who do fish to Krum and Vincent. One prepare Africa and confirm
Africa, who operations, Anna.
Vincent, operations no quite as you answer.
I'm my going to
as you answer. I can't say, maybe I say from a Senegal and our Ghana club and our Cosia, Libya club, one support to be Mobia. I be operation. What I say, African and your operations was our operations there in Africa. Yes, what do some level be? I just say, and I quite anything. Kwa anything. Why? When ya? What you say? It's like you know, Vincent. No be favor from refugees out there Kromas na Africa am expose here. Enter the BA team of Africa mo nya no. So we kotokofo no mfa we enya ademfa nya suan dem mo say this time around mo Africa Vincent o making sure so betimi ayo mo no mayi se na be a o betimi akakote mo because mo gi Africa 70s 80s wa mo gi Africa Vincent I think say kotoko big name e wo wiase a mo no betimi agi Africa na bi the same thing bibia ni Gold Stars we be mo first time mo Africa experience ni ho but ade bia no if some person the best ya is what beat the best person mo kwaji a o me share the last of Ali Sundowns money pyramids mo but still o person o jinko a tamana has person kwaji no share kesi for then esperance mo o hye mo timi so mo kwaji ye enti mo mfa we mfa mo nsiesie mo ye mo mo nyese ya qualify na ya prepare o mo ntna se o mo nsiesie mo ye on pe club friends be any can cram more before say be my dem mako because before so be group stage no you so be close to be 2 matches before so want to my day wait me every more group stage because over first preliminary we are yeah yanko teams be asidi won gugu o twen and one like bet me share Ali bet me share Sundowns bet me share Zamalek so what they say wo share mu bia be dia ma enti e was so prepare ye na obom pa asa na ko say second phase no man konkosia top 10 bia Africa say e ba sa ho betonya de obetuma ko anim Vincent anapani din ko akra for House of Folk transfer recruitment team committee amoso moti ho last year so check house team na e ball Premier League no omo ye sign more from Division 1 and if mo ye sign from Premier League no wa mo na ofi so mo ya de pa
Division 1 players in the best show quality omo na mutimi ball kakra ma me hu ye
omo the team ball ye pa
Sani Mohamed Isaac mo
yes Hussein Mohamed
mo be quality
what I say omo the team ball ye pa Tiflet police mo
wayo mo ne yi ya sere hu mo
wayo mpo de Vincent me pardon kakra because don't know free bench you it's like wayo with my bobo na ba next go best free bench na dey e na aba players has sign mo from Premier League teams no ye hu omo
so mo atem ye hu
omo so I believe say committee na omo tena say no omo plan yi your guys be omo Division 1 omo very good so what you can find a player soccer for so player omo Tony Sani Mohamed right yes omo Sani from soccer for so Division 2 when omo Sani ni free obo has straight away omo Sana man dey omo Tona man ko so omo tena say now if omo consider some Division 1 players be omo very good I was just ended Division 1 league in him your players be team say we defender or team defend ye be a midfielder be attacker on him go say more hwe Premier League in kwan ye hu omo ye Premier League players omo has sign omo last year hu omo ye asama waten kwa ye headline mo
be last year no wan hu ni ye nje this year
am say asama waten kwa headline ma team no
Osman ye wan hu omo ye last year be this year dey bet man sa of face at what be wait mabo
and mo be you say you guys be wa or bo our team bi mu a o team bo pa but the moment obey move no so na emu aye din dia man and okofa chewete din ba Listen, na bi aka say bi aba so betimi abo because wa bomb nation FC e wo so onwu say ho na me fast ma boaten ye den e free wan timi ambo coach e fence Kase Mengo Ghana fon shadan hwe ni yi player bia betimi abo under sa coach no o e coach ba ko develop players so kroma say and found the way o city o kwa na betimi abo and so ko fa the player na say wanya sa de ono de ma player na amfa ma na e ba ni say player na betimi abo and o ko nation sacrifice player no make sure say sa no ma hodo na Kase Mengo di players ni fa o ba ye den o ba ye be dem mo yes se o ba sa san de o mo san bebre ya e be wi achi na asakwa ko fa we di aba question here say watara e ko ana watara etna
ana ye de ko technical director
ana ye ko technical director what because so some place we na coach be ba na Kase on place 124 munya juma be sa kino o ko fa coach Friday ameme mfi coach bi na ti fi munya juma ye ntino o ba baje na waye no bela biela sa na o de ama has a big club omunya no mayi mumfa no manto na kwa mo mumfa coach watara kwa mane nko o tena mane hu so ye den sa o tena no kasa ntinsim bi league no bo bi hu place bi na ni gem o pa mo no kasa munsan we want to perform after 5-10 games na masaki no ye den no ko ene ye kama chan say we be sign place agu na watara kwa na coach aba so ompe na we so mo Vincent emwa ye football nko yi.
All right, Daniel. Sorry, Nantin, say, I know the wing room.
Mami Chema Brook. What how follow issue pa or mean pa bet lives from to Brook.
Okay.
Listen. 3 teams qualify from that zone. Calix Stars, Yape, and then Wasori. Na team Bakua inexperienced at the highest level. Every or pa. Wasori. Calix Stars after first round winning someone team qualify. No more boy any game bia. But in himself Division 1, listen. Your technical team plays only 10% of your success.
Okay.
Now, the funny thing is, Vincent,
two teams mu nyambo wa Malaysia be park no mu ne wa power Vincent ya pet me free it me free ya pe aba be get 3 points against wa power wa akono again we close to 8 games against wa power Vincent after first round we look power safe but the team relegation threaten the power sorry nanti Vincent dia na mu ye den
okay
obianim say look Ghana no ye boma ebinum
yeah
enye say we could just go bet look yendi nkomo wait me there go and play bob game tawe man Vincent ye ba be points ni nyina wa park no so and one guy against one guy's colleague mu nyina mu team like the same vicinity no man bo game just to suit team or struggle for points
okay
after the game and after the entire season
teams 2-3 okroma ba ko bia na kan na wiu so nya ntia no so a onya ntia no ase a so that say
me to ase power but you see go and see Tamale teams no
okay
and how can on say no on say there was a time I say Asanteman course so be kai ha some na
nko so de nya Asanteman course
what is it
I say last minute
I me for course no me samba mo nche me for course no obi stop taxi me fi no me for course no na me nkomra esi ai e for course no kakra me san so mo kwan kitu abi no mo cheche mine no stop taxi no so be wuram 0591228584 0591228585 02084409943 mukoso nko ama kambre ha yanko ne for course no fra na kire wadwen dwumade no emra so se won so kasa na referee Sami Watadi ohwe dwumade no mfa ni agrokra nana DC ha kwa DC nana DC no also hwehwe no denden de mfa nchi asoro nko mfa ma no fra 0591228584 ahomane miensa ya bia ma yanko ne ni nkomo hello good evening hello Babia humana mao entibeti ma frɛ umrenie frɛ na yeni nkomo hello good evening
good evening brother but then the Ghana boy
Ghana boy menti o
the Ghana boy go to tackle
yo menti o
I say Ghana no boss also when they go so Ghana man in place they were the need on the family it is so concerned get no pound oil she go go suffer get no pound oil.
Oh, yanko ne mfa next caller. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening. Hello. 0591228584 0591228585.
Good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. The question that can say, who share time Anthony Joshua? Well, and the buyer now. Anthony Joshua, ever who share the other time I know I put Anthony Joshua president. Boom. One time I know check president. What in the right extra shape up for the company or the Salem and the up for the picture. If I want to take
Ghana for problem. Yanko next one so. Hello, good evening. Yeah, for us, I'm not free here.
No, friend, the park because I see what I so.
Me watch me and you. Okay.
How could you Atalanta the one bomb and 1 minute to a crowd? Never much so crazy.
That's it. I'm going to scholar so. Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Yeah, for us, okay, everything.
But I talk about Ghana boss, most of them are
okay.
The Metro the football, no, again, you go to consult. Oh, I am a setting back the pressing. Oh, it's a job setting back. The Africa, which Marco Morocco, you take the driver. Maybe I have a Ghana football, and okay, and then we'll go to and Kenny, you have to listen to your only on the ministry. On the sport, it's what you got to help me out. On the touch of bed, I didn't hear all Ghana football. To make sure you pass a man of the United States one man football now, also.
Yeah, that's it. Yanko next one. So, hello, good evening. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, mother.
Yeah, for us, okay,
yesterday, Japan, because I see Japan.
Japan, you.
Me boko to ko fa ba so pa so betuma ko Africa na mai.
Okay, that's it. Me ba jo munkin kan mate. Ha, just so proud so I wanted that yan kone so so. Hello, good evening.
Evening, boss.
Ya feel say na kasa free hin.
I'm doing the MBT because it's a shaman.
Me ba jo yenti
o. E kotoko. Ye meka into Africa we. Omoko. You no mo aboni. Bo mo say ombe consistent for Africa be. It is a bit come 5 years where omo say ati dia o manje ko omo di Africa. No mo consideration the champions league no ni onani ansa. No mo league na so no mo concentrate on Africa no by 3 seasons the million I Ghana for.
Okay, you say yanko ni amfa next caller. Hello, good evening.
Hello, family.
Ya feel say na kasa free hin.
But the family of ya o makasa free
Tamale of your yenti we.
Ba cho kotoko for na mbo ma ba so. O ma ya die ni strengthening for say. O best years ni yom ana o mo ho enimbo bo. Enka crackers ni defenders no mo mwa. Na yinti min ko mo yan ko so ko mu mo bo say mo ka yan ko first match second match ni ye free. That day we came here seven ka kwa mpuku ni o ma o mo ton wo mo pedi mo meka ho na ho de na mo ka coach ni die inte wa ni ka bi no ni ka kwa de anka dana nke yenti na ko we get a new thing on the power man onko
ya say yanko ni amfa ni caller na next caller. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening. Me ba cho yeah gusu efa course nti free na che wadwen. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Ya friend say na kasa free hin.
Ya friend ko bi me kasa free Kanda.
Kanda me ba cho yenti we.
Yo, ya ma mo ne adu am ye. But I shemo na kumpo ya na me humpo entri mi o menye fine. Me nim te den am ye mo station so ni kipa. Mani teni de. Ye teni te kotoko. Yaji ko Africa ba ya na mi bisa te nti mi nye TV magazine be mu bia na o te wo mo mutimi ko Africa e ko peki best players energy bo Africa no so that na ni kotoko no ye ntimi nye bia na you need to be ko players bi e ja ko Africa na de bia tena mo kan ye no de nya na de timonizo ye timi ko du na ye nya kakra na de aba e no so nya no na ye hia ye pick up no Cap no be say elu ni hia e bonsia no so just na ko du ni game na mo san be tran ye chi say e we ya I mean enye yi so the thing e be trempen for no mo please ke no mo ko Africa ko pe players ni bi no mo fa me boa ye ni tin ko Africa ni ye ni pete ye ni tinenge me da wa
it has so free yanko ni amfa another caller. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Ya friend say na kasa free hin.
Porque nunca vem free a coisa.
Okay, my enti we. My enti o kasa. En kwana ba mo ha adwene sa mutimi so mo ya no mo bawuram. Yem fa another person. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening, next caller.
Yeah, good evening, boy.
Ya friend say na kasa free.
Ade from Abraham Saribotwe.
Asaribotwe Abraham enti we.
Okay. They say asante ko o mani ade abe be ko ti mo so nkom aha because and 24 for video yi ndie ni wa so officiate
Abraham online ni sapalogo online ni buni move den yanko next one so. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening. Hello, your friend say na kasa free.
Sorry, like
okay, thank you. Coach Bay. That's it. Young Korean fan that caller. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Your friend said, "Naka free."
About family being me kasa free Kwabri East.
Kwabri East. Mpacho mienti o.
What's our own Tembia, Bob Tembia, Moka wants and Bia. No, they can be a Ukrainian, so I have any say. And some of them are more camping for Motiana. Because they are more Kotoko, they are Africa. Wouldn't say division to Abo. I'm a boy up a controversial penalty. What you the idea they were what you when you joke they walk wow. So would they call Africa or they call Africa? Africa in Bena. That was our ball where you're killing a boy. So, and you say in your mind, if I know the camera you need, young cat, the secretary qualified, and once you're qualified. So, and you know, Sanyamano, the information here, motion, no one to mention your menu.
That's it. You have last 2 callers, never cause Nancy. Hello, good evening.
Fine.
Your friend said, Nakasami.
Pacho, your family again, Mississippi,
Pristia, me Pacho, me.
Very good. I could go for a bomb, but so my idea. The American African, nobody a day. The Marco Biaco, Nasabi, say, yeah, over near the chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah, a main title with my Mr. Sunubi. More a defense method, okay, but 4 lights on the probation go very fast. Monta Costiapia, I think you would say it didn't be a very good coach. One man side, my side, 2 months, no, that it did your honor me. Yes, Reno, on Bokotoko, on scout good. Very good for that name foundation and for Africa. Madam Master, with your movie.
Yes, that's your last caller. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Only a last caller, but your friends are not free.
Okay, Frank James Category, Unibera Mona.
Okay, Unibera,
Masma can say, Masma can say, I Vanday, Kotoko Masam Bueno. Kotokofonia true, Kotokofonia true, over the true. I damn good stick was one for no. Pay about what the boy or the born to home. Let's see, I know incidents, you know. I am more comfortable because they play a couple of over to landless player who be let you buy a who don't have
That's it, sir. That's it, young fancy. Na yanking can messages, you know. Robert.
Then. Then you miss Rawa.
And then Rami can see me tremo. As a me Vincent is a material, bra. No baby, I am. Some lives you is
okay.
Mingasa.
And you do me.
Mingasa. Then the more who be. Your stories, no? Was it a Formula 1 story? First one. What's the man in Dinis and you didn't Casano Toto Ding?
Toto.
What in crying? Crying Casano. One thing cry about cry. Debbie. Tin Cranica said Toto on Nimadico.
Debbie.
Sir. Intia.
Maybe a casa about what Mikayo Bagby. And on Kwana, I mean, him cry, Minimadico.
Ubukum.
I'll be come. I'll bag it.
So, munch them take us.
Yeah.
Say, yeah, not your cohono. I guess I'm in them.
Because he's here.
I do.
We say money or no money, we will definitely sign Nico Williams because he's one of Barcelona's eyes. Good evening to my big bosses, Globe Sports Papa, Matthias, Barros, Lydia. And we say, hi, Globe TV, I'm really enjoying your sports show. You are the best sports show ever, as long as sports is concerned. The back-to-back analysis from you guys really shows you are the people we've been waiting for. Indeed, you are bringing the world to us. Keep up the good work. Georgino, Edifree, Spintes, and a Bray. Well, say, good evening, Robert, and Sir Osman should leave Daniel alone. Enjoying the show. Keep up the good work. Eunice, Edifree, Accra. Yes, oh, no more drone. We say hello, Globe TV. Please help me wish my mom a happy birthday. May God bless her abundantly with long life and good health from her son Alfred at Pechi, number 2, Kumase. And I would free a buy. So as a happy birthday, bright, shiny gentleman. May you be blessed and highly favored in everything you do. auntie, grandma, and mom loves you so much. Okay. Now just Nidin Kahonde, but happy birthday and confirm the young gentleman. When so I say young gentleman. We say good evening to you all. Thanks for your good job. The fantastic analysis by all standards. Congratulations to Asante Koroko and the entire team and all the fans. Also, Robert, I want every Ghanaian club to know the reasons why no Ghanaian clubs do perform well in Africa after 2003. But let the Koroko team and the fans know that there will be no referee for them when they go for Africa. So don't forget that karma is everywhere. Sami Tuga, when I do it, we say good evening, Glow Sports. Thank you for the good sports analysis, please. May I know if there would be a top 4 competition this year in Ghana? I think so. Osman Kwabe, we say hello, Globe TV. It's me, Rich Love. Help me wish my beloved brother Samuel Afriye a happy birthday. It is Samuel Afriye and a birthday. Happy birthday, Enko Emfa Emma Samuel Afriye. We should say hello, Globe TV. I am Ntiamwa. It's my birthday. Help me thank God for another year. I really love your show. Ntiamwa and so and Nauda young wishing Ntiamwa. Happy birthday, fantastic Ntiamwa. We say I like Robert's analysis, always on point. We also say I always learn something from Daniel too, the moral lessons. Now just say Mr. Moral lesson, what the Baba says CA. Now what about Charles say, and I was a normal so it's echo. Now listen, no birthday be nah. I asked him me refi. This is me was so quick. Nah me hese. Me beat me. I am my fancy. I'm for messages in this hana. Me yet no hoju.
Yeah, was so. Nah. But who personal room sorry nanti issues no. And because yes, see, means now person with them one.
Media was about African.
African, okay.
But the more fouls are I mean you.
You.
Nah, you quick. But
Osman.
Yes.
I was on anti.
No, I say. Once and coming in our Honong Quadi. I was at least and car.
So nanti to me GP.
Say and be on the Ukraine in terms of beer. Operations no maybe what I say. Nanka Modia, but football no. I do also be at say. We're Division 1. We a Premier League team. Now we a newly promoted side. Now be room a kind of saying league in ma say Division 1 as Premier League. Try so be nan for.
Okay.
Ewo. I try yes ka semo. Try so be nan for de. Ewo.
Yeah, on am for one so
we say was on that for. One now for.
I say you be
now omonye trust what say some trust them.
But you boom sometimes
but mom and now for na mo fire no. Anya now for den eni dey.
Who is the materials do maybe worry na ebo no.
Me say, mo now for on fire no. Obiara mfo ndada before some get dey. Moko. Obiara mfo ndada sa what I say. We mo no madam for no. Enyom ndada before some moko ho. So what I say. Football na for some o. Me no bo. Robert ne e kan say Dani Sobo. Me no bia wo hye me a meti akofum. But Robert me na madam for to be hye Dani. Se na bia wo kra hye me a still points na be dey. E be stable dem gina na. Into football one part down for a wetima ko Jessica. Enya dey still am fam.
It's only the my dream. Say you want to not to do bibia ko ya. Open point, e be show be 2 billion e mo worry. Yeah, bebe is enche.
What I say? You know, I didn't hear. Namphobia was teams of qualifiable for no. I was somebody on Mushasi. And now pen for a company phobia, especially or more the same region or moon call more on Sunday Bear. A 20 idea football is handed to you or baby.
Okay,
Madrid bit must be a bob, and will be a come or baby. And no, now for the winner.
Hey, Brekumas na mu yabo.
Yeah, I think so.
Brekumas na Samba Division 1. Kaka kre, kikitu ebi.
No man.
Me nkona man nye ne birthday na. Onye baby. Okay. Uwi na me kono toko.
That's my name. Me so tia say ne say. I'm not trying to debunk what you said. Look, but we've seen other teams. Bisa won say I didn't na yape and relegation. And what's the bus? And
some visa one visa wale.
And akwa say within that kind of namekano. We move on the same field. No Casabia, say teams may compete. I have a percent in young relegation. Look, what has grown past that?
Okay.
Oh, come on.
Okay,
I know what I'm talking about. Into like who perspective you go to me divine me perspective.
Your birthday name.
Birthday na bana needing the Eric Mensah. Oh, na the one after the Golden Boy. Na the dear Shara come the size 0 the Capello the Aristi Bansi. Aha, today the birthday. Happy birthday unko emfa Emma Golden Boy. You know, ban us foreign news pa emfa move forma. Obey Genesis here, but say we jay o tree excavator. Aha, they see I know be Genesis here. And Eric, happy birthday. Confirm on Yamin Shroud pa na onye okese na bibia so enye fine emfa emma special good evening. Now listen to me issue na make no. Who's Africa na a project o. Just imagine Real Madrid in the Champions League. So we bought this season, next season when team qualify. Next season when team qualify. The third season no Asaba. What performance do you expect him to come and put? And how do you expect them to put? Into a team now person ko Africa na. You need to sign players are consistently they will be dominating league you know. Now what team qualify could be now what team ko born money. Na kotoko the last time I go Africa that be. You have no say could be. Has last time you know G6 no. So G6 no team twice so called the following 2 seasons. Kaba now when you that experience all the bebo.
Okay.
Be kwa 5 years near Sako.
I was see meeting Vincent Forgor, Robert Eba is Arsenal Osman Nafisu Daniel, Infanti and Fama MCR guys in Michael, Fatao, Kelvin, Swally, Dave, Munya Mugwa Yepa, Fisuko Ashamana, Afsa, Oho, Bilikis Namo from Infanti Asronko and Vamo. Yet was see, Yango Boy had much na, it was also